So, as we've been coming into this spring, there has been really two topics that I've been circling a lot in terms of my own writing and also in terms of reading students' work and thinking about what people are doing. And those two things are time and form. And so I'm going to tackle time today and I'm tackling form next time because they are very separate things, but very important in terms of thinking about structure and craft and other kinds of things. So today on my Substack, it was very interesting because I knew I wanted to write about memoir. I started writing about point of view, and I thought I was going to write a post about point of view and how point of view in memoir is sometimes misunderstood because we are writing from our own point of view. So there's just hypothetically or presumptually one point of view, which is your own. But of course, you're entering into the point of view of the person that you are in a given scene. And so over the course of your life, your point of view and your perspective changes. And then as I continued to write, I realized it really wasn't a post about point of view at all, but it was more about how we enter into our memoir, either embodied in our bodies or in our minds. And it was helpful because, as I said, it changed as I was writing about it and made me realize, like, okay, this is the difference between these two kinds of writing, right? Which is one, when you are writing in scene and you need to be embodied, and you are in your body in an experience and you are bringing the reader into your body with sensual detail, because those sensual details are part of the body: what you smell, what you feel, what you hear, the texture of things, what you're witnessing and noticing is all body sensations. And too often people leave that out in favor of what they are noticing, what they're seeing, what they're interpreting. And so it was helpful just as this way of differentiating to think about entering into your memoir either through your body or your mind. Not to say that those two things shouldn't be integrated at times they are, but the experiential stuff of scene is body experience, and the reflective part of making sense of things, of interpreting, of speculating, of all of the things that you need to be showing your reader about why it matters, which we call reflection, that really is the realm of the mind. And for a long time, I've been circling these ideas of memoir being the realm of ideas. It absolutely is. And I love ideas and I love the mental tripping that people do when they go off to talk about a given subject matter, topic, thing that they're interested in, what they're thinking about in their memoir as it pertains to their scenes. But if you don't have the body experience, the felt experience of inviting your reader into your lived experience, then you really just do have this book of telling, of pure reflection and speculating and thinking about, which starts to become a little bit like a thought treatise instead of a plot driven experiential, this is what happened. And so in the best memoirs you're doing both, and I think we're constantly trying to give language to how do you do this thing, how do you make sense of it, because people get very tripped up, and rightfully so, when you're dealing with your entire life and all of the memories. And a lot of people have a hard time staying in scene. They'll enter into a scene and then they pop right out because they start to tell or they start to narrate and think about things. And so I thought it just might be a helpful way to frame this, right? Just this idea that you have access to body. It doesn't mean that your mind leaves your body when you are having an experience. But what it does mean is that the language that you should be reaching for is going to be more experiential. It's going to be more felt. It's going to be through the senses. You're going to try to embody your own body at the point in time when the scene actually happened. And then when you reflect, you can think about it of leaning more into the mind spaces. These are the thought experiences. These are the questions of insight, meaning, speculation, all of the things that we teach when we talk about reflection. So, these are, again, two different buckets, different ways of thinking about it. I found it helpful and a little bit surprising that this came to me this morning through an exercise in thinking about point of view. So I thought I would share it and I appreciate it. And I know for me, my challenge is to do the body work, right? Because the mind stuff comes very easily. I easily get into reflection. If you're a person who is a processor, if you've done a lot of therapy, if you're really good at processing your feelings and making sense of things, the realm of reflection might feel more comfortable. And the realm of scene writing and staying in the body and not popping into, head and meaning and all of this stuff might feel a bit more challenging. And then there are people who for whom it's the reverse, who are just really good at, I know how to be in this scene, I know how to show these experiences, but when it comes to why does that matter and can you tell me about what's important about this to you, they're just kind of like, that part is, inaccessible or scary, or I don't have the right language for it. And so whatever your strength or weakness is, it's fine, just acknowledge it. If you know you're good at something, that's great. Maybe exercise the other muscle a little bit more as you find your way into the balance of what your memoir wants to be. So thanks everyone.